Let's go right back to the phones. Let's go to Cindy in Chicago, and she wonders what you'd recommend for a natural estrogen. Well, how old a woman are you, Cindy, and how much do you weigh?
I'm 57, and I weigh 140.
Okay. Actually, I rarely think anyone ever needs to take estrogen unless you've had a complete hysterectomy. But if you haven't, see, as you hit menopause, the ovaries drop 35 or 50% production of estrogen, but they completely lose progesterone. And you have less than 1/120th of the normal production of progesterone. So what I would recommend to you is to get on some progesterone cream. It's more efficiently absorbed via cream than by taking a capsule, because the digestive tract may destroy it before you can absorb it. So you might want to get a progesterone cream like our Gesterone cream, or you might want to get something like a Rejuve cream, which would be progesterone plus DHEA and pregnenolone. This would be applied typically to face and neck, 1/4 teaspoon AM and PM for 2 months, and thereafter AM only. Okay? Now,
All right.
for just about all women, that works the best. There's a very, very small percentage, maybe 2, 3, 5%, where estrogen would be good, especially if they've had a hysterectomy. So I think you'll see that you feel the best when you get a little more progesterone, okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
All right. This is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is Healthline Live, and we're answering your nutrition and health-related questions. Let's go right back to the phones. Let's go to Alfonso in Oakland, California, and his wife felt a dizzy sensation after lying down.
Hello?
Are you there, Alfonso?
Yes, I'm here, Dr.
Good. How old is your wife, and how much does she weigh?
She's 29, and she weighs, I think, close to 190, 200.
Okay. Well, the first question you got to ask, when you lay down and you try to get up quick, you may be dizzy. That's called postural hypotension. It's where the blood flows out of your brain, and it usually means that you're a little weak adrenally. And so it means maybe you're not sleeping so good, or you're under high stress, or you've taken some alcohol or something that destroys the B vitamins that helps you make adrenaline. So what I would recommend for her would be Max Stress B, maybe taking or maybe 1.5 teaspoons of that in the morning after breakfast. Just mix it in a little water, maybe 3-4 ounces, and drink that down. That should deliver the B vitamins that she needs to make adrenaline and help her liver and help the brain. So that's where I would go. Okay.
And what about Dr. Bob Marshall? What about the adrenal support? Do you think she needs it?
Well, that's a decision you need to make. If this has been going on a long time, if sleep is good, she gets 5 or more straight hours of sleep, she's rested when she wakes up, then I think you should jump on adrenal support.
Yeah, because I'm sorry. Because what happened there, it was yesterday when it started, just to make it briefly.
Yep.
She was laying down, and then she got up.
Yep.
I don't know if she got up or she was a bed, and then she felt like I don't know if she was spinning around or dizzy.
Yep.
And then is dizziness or spinning is the same thing, right? I mean, it could feel the same thing.
Of course. Yep. So you need to support her adrenals. She's not pregnant or anything, right?
Not that I know of. I mean, I'm not sure about that. So
she's
but
in
I know she's.
Go ahead.
I know she hasn't got good sleep lately and stress. So I don't know.
That's probably what this is. So giving her some B vitamins, help her to get 5 straight hours of sleep. If she has any other experience, go ahead and get a bottle of adrenal support and give her 6 or 8 at breakfast. Okay?
Oh, okay.
At her body size. Okay, buddy?
And that should do it for her? And that should help her
Well,
out?
the B vitamins and that should help tremendously. Okay?
Oh, okay.
All right,
So I'll
buddy.
get 6 or 8, right?
Yep, 6 or 8 at
Okay.
breakfast. Right,
At breakfast.
okay?
All right. Thank you, Dr. Marshall.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye now. Okay, this is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is Healthline Live. You guys that are online, stay there. We'll catch you off the air. Don't miss today's great special. This is something everybody should have around in case you're ever injured. It's our wonderful CircuGold. This contains novel forms of carnitine, which is known to promote microcirculation. So if we sustain a severe blow or injury or post-surgery or something like this, CircuGold can really promote blood flow to the site and may just be exactly what you need. It even incorporates Invisivane, which is 2 novel bioflavonoids known to promote the tone of the artery and the vein, and especially the veins. And of course, it's claim to fame from work done in Spain about 40 years ago is that it can get rid of some of the unsightly little spider veins, but long term it can be great help for the veins and arteries of the whole body. So if you guys are smart enough out there, you can connect the dots and understand that if you have a family history with problems with the veins or arteries, that maybe this is the guy you should be on day in and day out. And the recommendation for Invisivane is to take 2 capsules at breakfast for 2 months, and thereafter 1 capsule to impart the best tone for the veins and the arteries. And CircuGold would be used post an injury, a trauma, a surgery, something going on that challenges microcirculation, whether it's your eye or reproductive system or your brain, anywhere where microcirculation is needed. And usually about 4 per meal is what's recommended. CircuGold and Invisivane nutrition that really, really works. You want to give a buzz to our order line. They can also give you the number of a QRA practitioner, 800-370-3447. God bless you all. Bye now.
You've been listening to Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD, on Healthline Live. To find out more about these specials or any of our other great products, call 1-800-370-3447. That's 1-800-370-3447.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
Must be CNBC. It was a down day on Wall Street following a sell-off in technology shares and on rising tensions between the U.S. and North Korea, putting investors on edge. At the close, the Dow down 53, the NASDAQ down 56. Apple shares lower for a 5th straight session. That's on concerns about possible sales for its newest iPhones. Bass Pro Shops completing its nearly $4 billion takeover of rival outdoor goods retailer Cabela's today. Volvo says it plans to expand a manufacturing facility in South Carolina, investing more than $1 billion in the plant and creating 1,900 new jobs. Target looking for better, happier workers, so it's hiking the minimum pay for all employees to $11 an hour, even seasonal staffers. That base pay will then go up to $15 an hour by the end of 2020. And Instagram, the photo-sharing site, says it now has 800 million active monthly users. Tom Busby, CNBC.
At Robert Half, we know finding the right employees is a job in itself, and it's a job we love. You see, Robert Half isn't just a staffing firm. We're people. People who believe in finding the right people to fit your company's needs. Because employees who are a good fit are more productive, more engaged. Finding a great candidate isn't easy, but at Robert Half, we know it's possible. Robert Half, the experts in accounting, finance, IT, legal, marketing, and administrative staffing. Learn more at roberthalf.com.
Here's another valuable secret from Arm & Hammer.
I'm Marlise from Parsippany, New Jersey. I have hundreds of uses for Arm & Hammer baking soda. It helps me with stains. It helps me with absorbing odors in the refrigerator. It's a terrific value.
Arm & Hammer baking soda works everywhere, cleaning and deodorizing your dollar. For maximum fridge freshness, remember to change the box.
Mr. Arm & Hammer, I want to tell you, don't ever change your product. It's incredible. It's amazing. It's a little box of magic.
Save more, waste less with Arm & Hammer.
NBC News Radio. I'm Lisa Carter. The White House says there's nothing to the North Korean claims that President Trump has declared war. In a briefing today, Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders saying,
"We've not declared war on North Korea, and frankly, the suggestion of that is absurd."
The North Korean official cited Trump's harsh rhetoric about the North, saying the whole world should be clear about President Trump's intentions. Patriots quarterback Tom Brady considers President Trump a friend, but the New England Star takes issue with the president's comments about NFL players who kneel during the national anthem. Brady saying today that Trump's comments at a political rally in Alabama Friday night are divisive. The White House is pushing Senate Republican leaders to get on with a health care vote. The press secretary saying today the president is still optimistic a health care bill can get done. Supporters of the latest measure are struggling to put together 50 solid votes to pass it. On Wall Street, the Dow finishing the day down 54 points to close at 22,296. Lisa Carter, NBC News Radio.
The Tri-City Shopping Center in Redlands is serving up some really cool ice cream this summer at La Micho Acana. Then get your chocolates and other delights from See's Candies. Moms and future moms who visit the mall can cool off and relax while they get treated like royalty at Shiny Nails or Francis Nails and then pampered at Texture Hair. The Tri-City Center is filled with retailers who care about you. Shop at the Tri-City Center in Redlands and see why they call it the Mall with a Heart.
How would you like to have a large portion of your credit card debt completely forgiven, both the principal and interest? National Credit Card Relief wants to give you free information that shows you how. Thousands of people have used this program to have their credit card debt forgiven. So call now for free information and consultation. We'll give you the secret to this money-saving program absolutely free. Get eye-opening information that could save you thousands of dollars a year or a month, depending on how much you owe. In fact, the more you owe, the more you can save. All you need is $10,000 or more in credit debt, medical bills, or department store debt to qualify. Call for free debt forgiveness information now at 800-546-2909. That's 800-546-2909 to discover the secret to having your credit card debt forgiven. Call 800-546-2909. 800-546-2909. Don't wait. Call now. 800-546-2909.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD, host of Healthline. Tune in to get your questions answered.
Thank you, Dr. Marshall. And now introducing Quantum Nutrition Labs D3 Gold. 1,000 milligrams per serving, no artificial flavors or colorings. Buy one, get one 50% off. Call now, 888-588-7578, or visit us online, qnlabs.com.
You're listening to KCAA, your good neighbor along the way.
The views of the following show are not necessarily the views of broadcast management or its owner, Fred Lundgren. But then again, the views of broadcast management are, well, different.
And now it's time for On the Mark Live with host Mark Westwood. Finally, a show about KCAA. Hot topics, a little locomotion, current events, news, laugh, reviews, and a little irreverence. And you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 3, 2, 1, Mark.
And Mark. I'll clear my throat just like Carlos does.
Yeah,
welcome. Right. Welcome to On the Mark with Mark Westwood. And today we have Joe Lyons here. How, he says, and we're going to be hearing from Easter Seals and bakers about their great coupon books. But first of all, a little mood music, Brandon.
Well, I saw the thing coming out of the sky. It had a one long horn and one big eye. I commenced to shaking and I said, ooh-wee. It looks like a purple people eater to me. It was a one-eyed, one-horn flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horn flying purple people eater. A one-eyed, one-horn flying purple people eater sure looks strange to me.
Oh, yes, they must have seen us coming in there. One-eyed.
Chevrolet 1958.
One-horn
yes.
purple people eater.
Yes.
And Joe is wearing purple today. That's all I can say.
It's actually kind of a rose, sort of.
I'm impressed. Well, we have
adjust your sets.
Yes, we have the honor of having Dan Quinn here, who is from Easter Seals, and he is the Senior Director of Corporate Relations for Easter Seals.
Yep.
Gentlemen, it is my honor to be here. Thank you so much.
Well, nothing says Easter seals like the first Monday in the fall.
There you go.
There you go. And also, I want to say we do have Marie Holper here as well. She is a little camera shy. I'm going to say, walk behind us and do a photo bomb real quick, Marie. At least do a photo bomb for us. For our listeners, we do have Ustream on here, too. There's a picture. Thank you, Marie. So, see, we got you in on. I said I would get you on one way or the other. And she is the development manager for Easter Seals, locally based here for over 10 years. Yay, Easter Seals. And she also works with bakers. And like you said, it wouldn't be October or September right now as it is, and not drive-through, Baker's drive-through, and you get these little books. These little books right here. They're a little orange book. We're all familiar with them. Cost $1, have raised millions of dollars. How many millions of dollars has this raised, Dan?
Believe it or not, folks, over $4 million selling those little books.
Wow.
In 10 years.
In 10 years.
Wow.
Is it 10 years, Marie? 29 years.
29.
That's right.
Okay.
But one little coupon book at a time. Every time the nice little lady or the young gentleman says, would you like to buy a book? And you buy a book and you say, I'm buying a book because I'm getting that good burrito, or I'm getting that wonderful, I think it's probably an egg taco. Okay, chips and salsa, French fries and hash browns, free bean and cheese burrito, all from Baker's. And, that's what's being offered this year. And then there's, like, what is it? How many?
Over $500 worth of valuable coupons in that little book.
Right.
For only $1.
Yeah.
Right, and you don't have to buy one book at a time.
No limit. You could buy as many as you'd like.
Buy a couple of hundred and give them out to the kids. You come around on the 31st of October.
My friend Mike Wilson, who works for Baker's and helps, does utility and maintenance and stuff like that, the director of maintenance and utilities management, I don't know what great corporate title he has. But
I think that means night manager.
I give him the title of good friend. No, he does not do nights, let me tell you. But he's a very talented individual and very good with internet, too. He got talked into buying 10 of these books the other day. And he's like, I got 10 books. I says, you got 10 bean burritos and 10 friends. Because when you have one of these books, you know, you're not just buying it for yourself.
That's right.
You're buying it for the kids.
Yes.
And you're taking on disability together.
And gentlemen, it's something that the Baker's family and their employees have done, as Marie said, for 29 years. And I've just never seen anything that quite matches the passion that they put into selling these little coupon books. $4 million is an unimaginable amount of money, and it only happens because so many people at Baker's take this very personally.
Yeah, and I mean, if you ate just a bean burrito, you've got your money back on this. So those bean burritos are just being donated, plus whatever proceeds are happening. And there's over 32 coupons. Over $507, 100% Safe Halloween proceeds, 100%, right?
100%.
Go to Easter Seals.
Easter Seals, Southern California, so it all stays local.
Right. I have been to the post-sale event that Baker's has, and every store is challenging all the other stores to see who can sell the most. So they go crazy when they announce, okay, this store sold $4,000, and they all cheer, and then it turns out the next one sold $4,500.
Joe, it's the first time I went to that dinner, I was just stunned because I spent 40 years in retail, so I've been to a lot of meetings over the years. I've never seen anything like the personal investment of enthusiasm and passion from, I mean, you go to any of the Baker's stores and you see the employees wearing the coupon books. This is not part of their job. This is something they really care about. I know the last dinner I went to was 2 years ago. The top employee had sold 12,000 books.
Wow.
One person.
Wow, that's incredible. Oh, my gosh, that's 12,000 books.
Yes.
It's $12,000.
I haven't read
I can do the math.
12,000 books.
I can do the math. Oh, my gosh, that is just incredible. And, you can buy, like I said, more than one of these. They're great tips at restaurants. People love them, and you can also, like I said, you have friends when you have these coupon books. Because when you're passing these things out, people just love you.
Yeah.
And the kids love them, and it's so worth it. You get your money back, and we're so happy to be on the back of this. If you turn the page over in the coupon book, we see
every page.
Yeah, every page. KCAA 1050 AM. KQLH is our associate radio station, 92.5 FM, KCAA FM 102.3, and KCAA FM 106.5. We're on there 4 times, folks. So we're proud sponsors of this, and we're proud to be associated with Easter Seals and Bakers. And, there's all kinds of great things. And, some of our great friend radio stations, K-Frog, a great friend. 95.1 is on there. 99.1, KGGI. We just had their general sales manager on not too long ago, their former one.
Yeah.
And, we mention these people. Robert Topping, Cola.
Yeah.
The general sales manager over at Cola has been in here spying on us.
Already. Taking little pictures with
I'm
his
just
camera.
Bob, he tells the staff. The employees. Who, Bob? Who was Bob? Some old guy named Bob.
It's a Halloween. It's a Halloween treat when you go bobbing for French fries.
There you go. Okay, let's get back onto the subject and stop.
Okay. You know why I like Easter seals? Several years ago, I went to a National Easter Seal event in Las Vegas, and seriously paid attention to what was going on. And what I discovered was Easter seals benefits anybody with any disability. You're born with a problem. You have a problem on a motorcycle accident, whatever, they're there for you. It's a very broad-based service.
And what I'm impressed, Dan gave me his business card here, and it has Braille on it. It's one of the only business cards I've ever said that has Braille on it. We were trying to figure out what it was, and Dan says, well, I really don't know what it is. But, the first person who comes down here and adequately translates this business card will get 10 books from me. I'm going to buy $10 worth of books.
Thank
you.
you.
And we will give that as a prize. The first person who can tell us what the Braille is on this. It's kind of like the bank when you you drive up to the drive-through teller, and it's got Braille on it, and you're like, this doesn't quite work. But you want to know what it says. You want to know what it
on
says.
The elevator.
Easter Seals is such an interesting organization. It's been around for a long time, and because it's been around so long, it's kind of like part of the scenery sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to stand out there. And this Baker's drive-through promotion helps you once a year stand out. But, Easter Seals is all year round, right?
Yes, sir. All year round. And as Joe said, our name does not contain a body part or disease state like so many nonprofits, which is one of the things that makes us, frankly, a little hard to understand sometimes.
One size fits all.
One size fits all.
Yeah.
We were founded 98 years ago.
Yep.
By a gentleman who wanted to make a difference in the lives of polio survivors and other people who had disabilities but still needed to continue with their lives. So that's become our mission. Our mission, we like to say, is to change the way the world views disabilities, to help us get to a point down the road somewhere where that word disability is just a word. It's not a negative.
I have a personal investment in this because you were founded in Elyria, Ohio, which is just west of Cleveland. Usually as part of a two-part word, Elyria, Lorraine. But Cleveland Plain Dealer, that I delivered as a boy, their cartoonist developed the original Easter Seal symbol. I think he's the same one who developed the Chief Wahoo symbol for the Cleveland Indians. I'm not sure. But, this is a hometown thing to me.
Well, and you guys make profound differences. You really, really do. You're one of the big organizations that does it. Easter Seals. This isn't the one that Jerry Lewis does the telethon for, right? No, that's another one.
That was MDA.
MDA,
Another
that's
great
right.
organization.
But people kind of get it confused. But you've been around for 100 years.
It'll be 100 years in 2019. We're really excited about that. And our mission has spread as the situations in people's lives have spread, but the initial idea is still very much the same. It's about helping people, giving people the dignity and respect they need with whatever their situation may be.
And the beautiful thing about it is that Easter Seals has offices everywhere, like in Orange County, in Los Angeles.
Yes.
They've got one here, and right here in the Inland Empire, as Marie Haltner was saying over there. Where is it, Marie? Ontario.
Oh, yeah.
And one in Rancho Cucamonga. And Riverside. So when you're helping Easter Seals and you're buying these beautiful Baker's orange booklets here with our radio symbols on the back pages and the $500 worth of coupons for only $1, and you're getting the free bean burrito, my gosh, you know what? You're also helping people locally.
Yes.
It's local. The money that is made here locally stays local.
Oh, Baker's itself is local. And they've been affiliated with this, I guess, since the beginning, haven't they? Yeah.
Founded in 1952 by Neil and Carol Baker.
Right.
I know the history here of Baker's. I know my drive-through history. San Bernardino was the birthplace of fast food.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Neil Baker was in construction originally, and he was building the drive-thrus for a guy named Bell. Now, Bell goes as in Taco Bell, because Taco Bell started right here in this area, and he was building these Taco Bells, and he was also doing construction for another guy named, not named McDonald, but Ray Kroc, who was doing McDonald's and the McDonald brothers formerly, which everybody knows McDonald's started right in San Bernardino, right? And then they had this other little thing they used to notate on their little scripts. They used to say if it was a deluxe taco, they said Del Taco. And there's where the name Del Taco came from. So you have Taco Bell, Baker's, McDonald's, and Del Taco. Take your pick. Any of them started right here. Most of them started in San Bernardino.
Wow.
Isn't that incredible? That is very, very incredible. And
the man knows his fast food.
I do. Well, it's not hard. It's just, and then I moved KCAA over from San Bernardino over to Redlands, and I didn't realize that we are like in the Bermuda Triangle of fast food here.
Yeah.
Tri-City Center, it's shaped like a triangle, and there's fast food everywhere, including a Baker's, which is only about 2 blocks away. Yep. We can walk right behind the Big Lots here.
I may have
right
to
into
relocate.
Baker's. Right into Baker's. It's great. So that shows you where you are. You can come to KCAA, and you can locate us by Baker's.
One of the other ones got torn down, and it broke Mark's heart. It's nothing but timber now.
Carl's Jr., yeah. Well, that's where I got my breakfast sandwiches from every morning, and one morning they just closed it, and then I thought, well, they're just going to do a little remodeling, and they just tore that thing down. Anyway, let's get back on the subject here. Ladies and gentlemen, EasterSeals.com, I believe, is the website.
EasterSeals.com/Southern Cal. Take you right to our website.
Right, EasterSeals.com/Southern Cal.
Southern Cal.
And then also we have BakersDriveThru.com. BakersDriveThru.com takes you to Baker's, and where you can also get coupons for Baker's, and you can learn about the history. I kind of brushed over a lot of years of Neil and Carol Baker, and they have 39 locations now, and they built it from a family location, and they built the first twin kitchens. I would be remiss if I didn't say that. Danielle and Mike over at Baker's, if you're listening right now, my friends, please.
Kitchens.
Twin kitchens. I know, I said it, okay? Twin kitchens. I better get a reader out of this. No, can't do that. That's called plugola on the radio. So I'm just joking. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Right.
Even it would be burrito-ola, but
Right. Wouldn't take it if they handed it to me.
Yeah, right. This is a guy. Look at his tie, everybody. It's got pizzas on it.
Where my pizza tie?
And one of our salespeople brought in a pizza, and I said, "How did you work that one out?"
It's really easy.
But anyway, we eat a lot here, and we love food, and we also love to help. And we will be running Baker's drive-through commercials. And if you send me Easter Seals PSAs, I will definitely, even throughout the year, run those Easter Seals PSAs, because I met Dan Quinn from
Mark. That is wonderful. Thank you so much.
From Easter Seals.
That is outstanding. You can't, Marie and I were talking on the way over here, the level of enthusiasm that we get from the folks out here, from yourself, from Joe, from the Baker's family. It's really been wonderful, and we're very honored to get that support and to know that when people buy these little books and they spend that $1 or that $10 or that $100, they feel comfortable that it's going to stay in the neighborhood and be used for what it's supposed to, which is exactly what will happen.
And right, it's helping families. You talked about Baker's family, and I also want to just talk about some of the services that Easter Seals provides, so people understand it's not just a name brand kind of nonprofit, which a lot of big MDAs and Easter Seals and Red Cross and American Red, all those turn into. But it actually is doing something real. So tell us some of the things that Easter Seals is doing these days.
Great. I love to talk about Easter Seals. So we have 5 basic service lines in Southern California. As Marie mentioned off mic, we are now the largest provider of autism therapy in the state of California, with over 6,000 clients that we're in their homes every week, working not just with the individual, but it's a great example of what makes Easter Seals the organization is. We work with the family. Our goal is not to go in and help the child or young adult or adult, but rather to help the entire family learn how to move on with their lives. So autism therapy, we've been doing that for about 5 years now the largest in California. One of our oldest programs here in Southern California is called Adult Day, where we help close to 1,700 individuals from San Diego all the way up to San Luis Obispo who are disabled and unable to work. Well, Monday through Friday, instead of them being trapped in their homes while mom and dad and the family go off to work, we bring them out of their homes and we help them volunteer all over Southern California. So each and every one of them decides each day what they want to do. It's never one size fits all. It's always about the client, what the client wants, what this individual wants to do that day.
That is amazing. That's incredible.
It's just wonderful. And that program's been going for over 30 years.
You can tell the pride in your face of that particular program. That's one of your favorites, I can tell.
I tell people all the time, I feel like the luckiest guy on the earth to be able to go into meetings and presentations and talk about the work that our people do, because the honest truth is over 90% of our employees are working directly with clients. We're not a fundraising organization. We're a direct service provider. So if you're talking to somebody and they say they work for Easter Seals, they're almost certainly a job coach or a therapist. That's what they do. Marie and I...
Not a lot of administrators.
No. Marie and I work out of our office in Santa Ana. We have 59 other locations. We're the only one that has those support services. So we also have a program that we're very proud of called Work First that helps adults with disabilities go out in the workplace and find the career they want. And it's always based about asking the individual first and foremost, what is it you want to do and how can we help you get there?
Work first.
Work first. 4 years ago, we were approached by Bob Hope's daughter and the Bob Hope Foundation in San Diego, and they helped us kickstart a brand new part of our Work First, which is called the Bob Hope Veteran Support Program.
Oh, excellent.
Last week, we were very excited to have our 500th veteran back to full-time work throw out the first pitch at a Major League Baseball game.
Excellent.
And,
excellent. That is so cool.
So, and that's something that 5 years ago we weren't doing. So one of the things I love about Easter Seals is that it grows and changes based on the needs in the local community.
That's a great story, especially since Veterans Day is coming up.
Yes, yes. And I can tell you, gentlemen, standing next to that young man who's throwing out the first pitch, he looked at me, especially last year. Last year I was standing next to Tim, who threw out the first pitch, and he looked at me and says, 6 months ago I was living in my car.
Wow.
And that night he was back in school and he was working full-time. And what our 7-person team, every one of them is a veteran. So when they sit down across the table from a young man or a young woman and they say, how can I help you get where you want to go? First and foremost, that veteran knows, this person knows where I've been.
Well, you're sitting in a former military recruiting center. Did you realize that as you walked through the door?
Yep,
that's who. 2 weeks before we moved into this building, well, we got the lease actually. If you walk around, we still left the Army and the Navy SEALs on the doors, just for fun. But and there's scales in the back. This was like the recruitment center. You could weigh yourself in. For whatever reason, they left the scales. So we have as a tradition now, everybody weighs themselves in and signs the wall.
There you go.
With their
there
weight.
you go.
No, just kidding.
We still have people come by, so we sign them up and ask them for $50 and say, we'll call you as soon as the bus is ready.
It's quite interesting when we're inducting them, and about halfway through we say, by the way, we're a radio station now. No, just kidding. Cough. No.
I'll tell you seriously, and Mark's heard this story before, so bear with me, but I served my time during the Vietnam era, and that was to spit on the troops when they come past your days. When you took your daughter and your pets and everything and locked them up so that these guys could. We were the baby killers.
That's right.
And I hated the way we were treated. I was lucky. I came home 10 fingers, 10 toes, and I've had a job ever since. Not every one of my brothers did, and they went through the same treatment. So when I see people today who, walk into a baker's with an Air Force veteran hat on, and the girl behind the counter says, thank you for your service. It was 50 years ago, but I'm getting thanked finally, and these guys are getting thanked, the ones that paid a much bigger price than I did.
That's what I've noticed about bakers, and in particular, I've noticed it more since I know people who actually work over there, and they are very polite. Their employees are very polite. They do say, thank you for your service. Unlike any other drive-through, they're walking around when you're in their lobby, or what do you call it, their dining room, rather, and they're asking you if they can help you and get things for you. Very, very service-friendly, always very clean. The food is really good. It's local, just like the Easter Seals is local here. Folks, stop by Baker's and get as many as you can possibly get of these Easter Seals.
Load up on them.
Just because they're $1 doesn't mean you only buy one. You can buy 4 or 5 or 10 or 12 or 20 or 100, and you can give them out as trick-or-treat things.
Absolutely.
At the door. You will have so many kids.
No cavities.
Even if you took like a little candy bar and pasted to the back of this
and then gave this out, you would have lines to your door. You would be the most popular person on the block giving this out. And so that is a great, great thing. We're going to do something called Trunk or Treat here on Sunday, October 29th. I'm going to plug that for the first time on the air here. We have oldie shows and music shows on Sunday because not a lot of people want to listen to business shows on a Sunday afternoon. And so we have those shows, and they do music. And so they're going to do what they call Trunk or Treat out in the parking lot. They're going to bring all these old cars and classic cars into the parking lot, and they're going to open their trunks, and they're going to decorate them with, Halloween decorations and get out candy and safe candy stuff. So maybe we'll talk to you guys about this, too.
Oh, that sounds
neat.
neat.
And hand out some Baker's drive-through coupons, too. So that would be a very cool idea to do.
Wonderful.
Dan Quinn, it has been so excellent having you here and talking to you about Easter seals and seeing the pride and the joy in your eyes about your organization that you work for. And I'm glad to see people who love to do their jobs. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you for
Joe.
Marie Holper.
Thank
We
you.
can do another photobomb if you want to do another pass.
She's awesome.
And she is working through that. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you
so
very,
much,
very
guys.
much. And thank you, Marie Holper. And we are going to continue on with our show. We've been talking with Marie Holper and also, Dan Quinn and Joe Lyons about Easter seals and the Safe and Sane $1 Halloween book you can get. And we'll be back with more on the Mark right after this message.
You've been listening to On the Mark Live with Mark Westwood, a show about KCAA, the world, and you, with more to come in a moment.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, K292 FQ Riverside, and K293 CF Moreno Valley.
Attention Inland Empire businessmen and women. Inland Empire's largest and longest running business-to-business marketing and networking event returns to the Ontario Convention Centre Tuesday, October 24th for the 11th annual Inland Empire's largest mixer. Join hundreds of other like-minded business professionals to create the new business relationships and generate the sales leads so important to your business success. Also meet with local chambers of commerce to learn new ways to grow and improve your business. If you do business in the Inland Empire, you can't afford to miss this event. The 11th annual Inland Empire's largest mixer is open to the entire business community. So grab your business cards and get ready to meet your next customer. Inland Empire's largest mixer is Tuesday, October 24th from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Ontario Convention Centre. Admission is just $20. For information on how to showcase your business as an exhibitor, visit iemixer.com. That's iemixer.com for Inland Empire's largest mixer, where business meets business.
This segment of broadcasting brought to you by Tender Hearts TLC Incorporated. Tender Hearts, the helping hands for your loved ones, where they understand it can be difficult to find time in your already busy schedule to attend to all the needs of your aging loved one. Tender Hearts will be there for your loved one when you can't be. Tender Hearts TLC helps your aging loved ones stay in their home as they specialize in tender, loving, 24-hour service, including transportation to doctor's appointments, medication reminders, meal preparation, light housekeeping, and assistance with activities of daily living such as hygiene and grooming, orientation, and companionship. We thank Tender Hearts for their support of this station. Tender Hearts TLC, where they don't just care for your loved one, they give them tender, loving care. For more info, you can reach them at 909-528-9759. That's 909-528-9759 for Tender Hearts TLC.
How would you like to get a free bottle of green tea CR from Purity Products? Just answer yes to any one of these questions. Are you concerned about your energy levels? What about your cardio health and joint function? Do you like the idea of burning more fat? Well, if you answered yes, we want to send you a free bottle of Green Tea CR to help you burn fat while you stay fit and trim. Green Tea CR combines premium quality green tea with curcumin and resveratrol in one tiny pill. And this little pill delivers big health benefits for your heart, your joints, energy, and metabolism. Best of all, you can get a free bottle of Green Tea CR today. Just cover shipping. Call right now and request your free bottle. Dial 1-800-646-3048. That's 1-800-646-3048. 1-800-646-3048. Again, call now. 1-800-646-3048.
For several years, KCAA has been marketing the Youngevity brand of nutritional and personal care products. Our experience with Youngevity has been 100% positive, so we are pleased to recommend them to you. Regarding nutritional supplements, we recommend Pollen Burst in the berry flavor and Tangy Tangerine 2.0 in the tablet form. For regularity issues, we recommend 3-Day Cleanse, and for personal care, we recommend Morning Hydration Cream. You can shop online for Youngevity at www.kcaateam.com, or you can order by phone by calling 800-982-3197 and tell customer support that you are part of the KCAA team. Youngevity is an American company based in San Diego. Call Youngevity at 800-982-3197 and ask about monthly auto ship that allows you to buy Youngevity products at wholesale prices. That number again, 800-982-3197.
And now it's time to batten down the hatches, because here comes more of Mark Westwood and On the Mark Live. 3, 2, 1, Mark.
Oh, and we're back. Mark Westwood on KCAA 1050 AM, 102.3 FM, and 106.5 FM. I got those numbers wrong earlier. I was typing, though. It was a typo error. But, so many numbers to remember. Please give me a break. KCAAradio.com. We are live on Ustream right now. And in just a few moments, we'll be talking about a new program coming to KCAA with Father John Reed and a guy named Luke King. But first of all, I want to welcome you back. I'm Mark Westwood, and thank you to Brandon in the control room. And just to wrap up the last half hour, we've been talking with the great people of Easter Seals and talking about the organization Easter Seals, easterseals.com/Southern California, or SoCal, I believe it is. And they are in a new program, not new. They started a program once again, and just today it started. You can go through Baker's Drive-Thru and get those wonderful $1 Baker's Drive-Thru coupons that are so good. Over $500 worth of coupons. You get a bean and cheese burrito, you get an egg taco, and some various other sundry stuff. And I think I just got through eating one. No, just kidding. And they're very, very good, and we want you to support Easter Seals. They do such a great job. And we thank Dan Quinn and Marie Holper and all the great people over at Baker's Drive-Thru, especially Mike Wilson and my friend Danielle Mitchell, who are hardworking over there at their locally based, right here in San Bernardino headquarters. And they're still headquartered here for a while. And also, they're the local 39 restaurants in the Inland Empire, Twin Kitchens, a locally based restaurant. And we're always grateful to have bakers in the house. And, of course, Easter Seals, who does their wonderful work. Got to plug something else before we get into the more heavy topic here. The Redlands Chamber of Commerce, the second annual Dog Jog. Yes, you can bring your dog. You can jog. You can run. You can walk. It's 5K. It's for 2- or 4-legged athletes or both. And it's Saturday, November 4th, 2017, 8 a.m. Starts at Sylvan Park in Redlands. You can get T-shirts for humans and bandanas for dogs and dog tags for all, because notice we all need dog tags, right? That's right. For more information or to register online, I have just a little bit of a cold, folks, redlandschamberrun.com, redlandschamberrun.com, just the way it sounds, or Facebook, Redlands Chamber Dog Jog, Redlands Chamber Dog Dog. Going to give you number 2 just in case you can remember it. We'll text it to you later if you call us, 793-2546, 793-2546. Call us at KCAA and we'll text you the phone number. Get in there, have some fun. It is November 4th, 2017. And speaking of fun, I am surrounded by fun. Come closer, guys. I got to get you both in the picture here.
Scoot. Oh, I think we're in.
I just wanted to be close.
Oh.
I want to be closer.
Are you cold?
Oh, yes.
I like it.
Anyway, I have Father John Reed, and I have Luke King.
Hello.
I'm standing behind Luke and John, and my name is Mark. Where the heck is Matthew these days? I don't know, but we lost him. But
he's on break.
He's on break.
There's only room for 2 gospels in this show.
That's right. I'm just the manager here and the host of this show, but I have 2 very funny, entertaining guys who will be starting a new program starting October
19th.
Yes,
It's the first time I've gotten
19th.
the date right.
I'm getting teamwork here, and it's at
8 o'clock.
You're supposed to say 8 p.m. too.
Oh, 8 p.m. 8 o'clock p.m.
1, 2, 3.
8 p.m.
Perfect. So we're starting an online
Nailed
promo here, and they have a show, and they're going to call it, believe it or not,
The
Gospel of Luke and John.
That's right. Oh my gosh. We are in so much trouble because as they were cutting their promo today, and that's why they were really here, they were talking.
Yes.
And I think that's going to be the whole premise we're going to have to be careful is that we're letting them talk on the air live. And tell us what your show is going to be about. First, John, tell us what your side is going to be about.
Well, I'm your Holy John. That's takes it a long way, but my part is a little bit between.
So you call people and ask them to sit down. You're your Holy John.
That's right. That's right. And I'm a little bit flush from time to time. But we have different topics. It's somewhere between Billy Graham and the Young Turks. We talk a little bit about spirituality. We talk about social justice and what's important in life.
And John, tell us what. No, you're Luke. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
so
Everybody
alike.
gets it confused. Everybody gets it confused.
Luke, what? You have a beard too. Luke, what's your side going to be about?
Well, it's the interesting thing is that we're not trying to necessarily take sides and go and debate. But I am a former pastor, now atheist, and John is an Orthodox priest. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, a former pastor, now gone atheist.
Oh yeah.
I let him hold my holy water and I watch it boil.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh my
That's how he makes
gosh.
spaghetti.
Okay.
That's using your noodle.
Okay. As you can see, Brandon, we're going to have to get some rim shots here, sound effects. But so you've
not posing
stopped
for
believing in God.
Yes.
But everybody has to have something to believe in. What do you believe in?
Well, that's the question, right? I mean, what do you believe in? I tend to believe in the power of the human spirit and where we as humanity can go when we come together and start to cooperate with one another. And I heard had a chance to interview this guy named Phil Zuckerman a while ago, and asked him. He's an atheist sociologist, and asked him,
I don't believe it.
how can we have hope, in today's day and age, and where can we go?
Wait a minute. Say that again. Atheist.
He's a sociologist who does not believe in a deity.
I thought I didn't believe in groups.
So that would be the terminology, or that would be the definition of atheist. So he was basically talking about how we as human beings succeed because we can cooperate, and I don't necessarily believe that we need to have a deity in order to cooperate with each other.
Okay. So tell us, you were a pastor of a church.
I was.
And now you're not a pastor.
To be fair, I was an executive, or not an executive. I was an associate pastor. Of
An
the
associate
church, so
pastor.
I wasn't like the senior pastor.
You weren't the senior pastor, but
No.
And then tell us how you became an atheist.
Oh my gosh! So
It's
there's
gonna come up, so
Well,
you better start answering
well,
that.
no, there's 3 hours of that on my podcast about like how I became an atheist.
So you have
And-
a podcast
I
somewhere.
do. Your Atheist Pastor on iTunes.
Your Atheist Pastor.
Your
on-
Atheist Pastor
on
iTunes. Check it out.
Okay. That's a plug here.
But there's
media monitor.
there's a
forgive me, God. Okay.
I go into that, and it's a long story, but I could boil it down into to try to boil it down into a 45-second soundbite if you want me to.
Well,
I could give it a shot.
It is radio.
Exactly.
And you used to work for another radio station, at a public radio station.
I was, yeah, I've been around
we
the mic a little
mentioned
bit.
all kinds of call letters today. Anyway, KPFK, right?
KPFK, yeah.
KPFK.
Yeah, I was in the news department for a while.
90.7
FM.
90.7 FM.
Los
yes.
Angeles.
The only other station in Southern California that plays Tom Hartman, which is coming up at 4 p.m., by the way.
One of my favorites.
Yeah. So you work in a KPFK, and you've created this 45-second soundbite.
So the 45-second
3,
soundbite.
2, 1, boop, Mark.
Basically, once I was no longer a pastor, I was able to explore a lot of the questions that I had in my MDiv studies and in my undergraduate studies. And the difference at this point in time in my life was that now I could look into these questions without my livelihood depending on the answers. So when I was a pastor, no matter what I was struggling with or no matter what issues I had, I always had to arrive at the decision that this was true because my paycheck depended on that answer. But once I wasn't depending on that answer anymore, once I didn't have to believe a certain thing in order to get paid, it allowed me to then really look into the questions and look and seek and ask all the questions and come to whatever answers I arrived at, not necessarily beginning with the end in mind.
So you used to do news?
Yes. Yeah,
change that
I
subject.
do. Wow, that was a quick transition. Man.
No, I said 45 seconds.
We
You
turned
took-
the corner
it
real
wa-
quick
it
on
was
that.
like 90 seconds,
Oh my
but
gosh.
that's okay. But you used to do news, and you are currently going to relocate to Redlands here.
Yes.
Okay.
My girlfriend and I are moving to the beautiful city of Redlands soon.
Well, welcome to Redlands.
We hope. I mean, as long as we get approved.
Listen to
you
that,
know.
Brandon. I'm saying welcome to Redlands. We just got here, too. We just joined the Chamber of Commerce, paid for our business license and all that kind of stuff. But
Nice.
now we're welcoming you to Redlands.
Yes.
But, yeah, it's a great town to live in. And, so, John.
Yes.
Slowly I turn. Father John Reed, a good friend of mine, a priest, and he's not a Roman Catholic priest.
I'm Eastern Orthodox.
Eastern Orthodox, okay. And Father, tell us how you came in your journey to this point where you're sitting next to Mark Westwood and the evil Luke. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Go ahead.
I took a wrong turn getting off the 10 freeway.
I'll say. No, just kidding.
Actually, I grew up in a home that was what's called an anti-theist home. Now, that's different than atheist. Atheist doesn't believe in deity. Anti-theist goes around trying to prove to other people not only is there no deity, but you should not believe in any type of deity. And that was my mother, who was a drinking alcoholic, who would take my brother and I to a different church every Sunday, then take us home and burn our hands on the stove and say, see, there's no God. If there's a God, why don't you stop that from happening?
Wow.
But when I was 14, I wound up on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And some people with a spiritual way of life became very involved in my life. And I found something there. And I wound up going on retreat at Manresa, used to be in Azusa, California. And I found something there I fell in love with, like a man falls in love with a woman. And I was very involved with a friend. His name was Chuck Chamberlain, Richard Chamberlain's father, the actor.
Oh, yeah.
And Chuck taught me
what was the name of that mini-series?
Dr. Kildare?
No, there was another one. Well, I'll come to it in a minute, but go ahead.
Well, anyhow, he and a Jesuit priest had a lot of influence on me, and by the time I was 17, I knew that I wanted to enter the priesthood. And doors got open that should not have been open, and I was able to go all the way to my doctorate. I have a severe problem with dyslexia, but I want to assure you that really is a dog. my fellow dyslexics will get that.
Back and forth, yeah, okay. Yeah, we got it.
But because these people showed me that there's a lot of room in spirituality. In fact, in my book, Close Your Eyes So You Can See Me, I talk about that being religious is us trying to show God how good we are. Being spiritual is letting God show us how good he is and enjoying the love.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what kind of brought me here. And Luke and I got brought together through a yoga instructor. And
now, were your parents particularly religious?
No, not anymore, and they are now because I got involved in church when I was.
And can I share? It was like a
7 or 8.
Pentecostal.
Well, actually, no. So I didn't get involved into the Pentecostal movement until I moved out here. Well, until my last 2 years in college. I grew up in a United Methodist church and spent most of my formative years in religion there.
So I was trying to draw this correlation between your mother, who was anti-theist and actually anti-God, anti-religion, and I think protesting too much and hands on the. This is a horrible story that made you so hyper aware and hyper curious about it.
Yes.
That you actually became a priest.
Yes.
And then I was going to say, well, now your parents were very, very hyper religious, and you
No.
went the opposite way, but that's not the case.
No, they're not. They are a little bit more involved now because when we were kids, my brother and I started attending a church that they didn't particularly like, but a family member went to that church, and they wanted us to then go to, they felt bad just pulling us out of church and not going on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
So they took us to a new church, which really turned into this beautiful family and community that I had an opportunity to grow up in. And my early memories of church are very fond. Like, I don't feel
Absolutely.
really upset about that or angry.
I love being spiritual, religious, and Catholic myself. I am Catholic. I still practice. I have to practice a lot. And so I'm curious about how you get there, and how you passed it up. Basically, you got
how
there
I
and
get
had
how
that
you get
to
to being a pastor and then go beyond that.
To being an atheist, and then beyond that maybe. But do you miss that community?
I do absolutely. I think one of the biggest things that is lacking in the non-religious community is
spirituality.
It's it's you say it's somewhat tongue in cheek, but it's true. Sam Harris wrote a book I can't remember the name of it offhand, but talking about a spirituality without God. Like, can you have a spirituality without religion? And Brene Brown, in one of her books, talks about spirituality being our sense of interconnectedness and not necessarily having to have a deity involved.
So many people, have bad experiences with their church or
Sure.
their religion because it's made of human. It's the recipe. Just add humans and water, and you get something that's messy.
But
especially if you grind them up. But anyway, it's another story.
Well, I truly believe any religion that teaches you to hate other religions is junk religion.
Right.
Good religion, healthy religion, is always pointing to something bigger than itself.
Just like any president that teaches you to hate football play. Okay, I'm going in the direction.
Well, that's right.
Junk president. Okay. Anyway, that's a little politics there. But, I
didn't bring Cheetos with me.
Do you think, and there's going to be all kinds of things, back and forth on what your plans are for this show, and I'm just curious because one of the things that I see in religion and spirituality and the love of a community and the love in a community, which is basically what God preaches and Jesus Christ preaches, and you miss that a little bit, but one of the things that holds our society and fabric together, I think, are a little bit of rules, a little bit of fire and brimstone, a little bit of, penalty. I don't believe in like a punitive God that, God sent, hurricanes down to punish Joel Osteen. But, some people might say that, but religion, spirituality, human thought. I think this is what this show is about, right?
That's correct. And it's showing that spirituality can reach beyond religion. And there's many forms of religion, of spirituality. Even the word God means that which cannot be described in words. One of my heroes, Joseph Campbell, was doing an interview one day with Bill Moyer. And he said, we read in the Bible, is a fool who says there is no God. He says there's another kind of fool. It's the one that says there is a God, and it's one that I believe in.
Well, being religious and having a personal relationship with God, is not a group effort. It really isn't. No matter how many people try to make it that way and join these mega churches and go to these huge auditoriums, it's not. It's a personal relationship. It's something you develop. I say myself that your spirituality, your religion is like your physical fitness. Now, I'm not very physically fit on the outside. I'm not a good example of physical fitness. Now, Luke's a good example of physical fitness. He's thin and young. And what are you, 26, 27?
I'm 32.
32, see?
Yeah.
I look good for 80, though, don't I?
But he's a virgin.
Yes,
That's why
yes,
he looks so
yes.
good. He's a virgin.
Well, he's saving it all. Okay. Anyway, and then John is not.
Right.
Anyway.
Not at 53, I'm not anymore.
Anyway, he's married, though, folks. But let me put it this way. You're hearing some humor and some jokes back and forth and some
Yes.
tongue-in-cheek. And life is about that. I think God has a sense of humor.
Yes.
I think our Creator has a sense of humor, evidently because he created some of us. But you can have a sense of humor, and you can approach this not all serious, and
Right.
it can be fun. I think that's going to be a part of your show. That's why I'm so excited, even though I may agree with one or don't agree with the other, or may agree with someone here and some over here. I don't think the whole picture is how it's painted by some people that paint it in a box and, the little steeple and the little bell and, you
Right.
follow these rules. I don't think it's that way either. God is probably, the Creator is not a male or female.
Right.
I don't think that God, the Creator, wears a big long robe and has a beard.
Correct.
Doesn't look anything like Fred Lundgren. I'm just kidding.
I don't know
Fred
who that
Lundgren
is.
is the owner of the radio station.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Sorry,
being pretty
Fred.
brave here, Fred. Sorry. No, but Fred's a great guy, but he has a long beard, and he is God around here, though. He would be the first to tell you.
There you go.
And I agree. I absolutely
And
agree.
I believe in him because I can see him.
That's right. Well, and that's the other thing. Religion, spirituality, faith is faith.
Right.
You don't have necessarily a tangible. We have those people, I have a couple people in my own personal close family, brothers, sisters, who, they want to see, Medjugorje signs and roses and smell roses, and they need that tangible proof that this exists, and, it's not that way.
No.
I think God's all around us. I think he's the cement that holds the world together. And I kind of worry about a world that doesn't have religion, doesn't have spirituality. Does that not worry you?
No, not at all. In fact, I think that there are a lot of things. People always claim that religion and spirituality holds keeps people from doing bad things or doing wrong things. There are plenty of religious people that do all kinds of wrong things.
Oh,
The prison population in America is overwhelmingly religious.
That's right.
Well, they're not.
So
they're
if
not,
the argument,
they're,
if
they're
the
not
argument
pastors
is,
or clerics
if
that
the
happen to be religious,
argument, well, but you didn't ask what a world without clerics are. You asked what a world without religion is.
It could be really, really bad then.
And it could be bad, or it could be worse, and it
could
could
be
be
worse,
better.
yeah. Look at Jim Jones.
Because religion doesn't keep husbands and wives from cheating on each other. Religion doesn't keep people from embezzling. Religion doesn't keep people from murdering. In fact, some religions encourage people to murder. So
I don't know about that.
the claim.
I'm
the claim.
Debating. What religion encourages people to murder?
Well, during the Crusades, there was some murdering that went on there. And murdering in the name of God.
1400s.
In the name of, but that's your religious history.
I can give you recent history. Coming out of our faith, Christianity, where you had many evangelicals. I won't say particular names because I don't want to get your radio station sued. But if you read the book,
This
Forcing
is free
God's
speech
Hands.
here. This is free speech. You're not employed by us, so you can pretty much say these things. It's all on you.
Oral Roberts, Chuck Smith of Calvary Chapel, and some of the other evangelicals for years have been financially supporting Jewish terrorism against Muslims because they believe that when they take the final mosque away and put up the third temple in Jerusalem, we will then have the 70-year war, and then Jesus will come. They've been funding that for years.
That's their interpretation of the Bible. It's kind of twisted.
But you asked
but see, that's the thing.
I asked an overall general question. See how they're nailing me, folks?
But what you can't do then is once you get an answer you don't like, you can't reframe the question because you didn't like the answer.
Sure, I can. I'm the general manager of the station.
Well, one of the things that's going to be really great about our show is the fact that we're going to give some history of the church. And we'll go back and give what the original teaching was, with my background in Aramaic. Mm-hmm. And we can
Aramaic,
show
the original language of the Bible.
Yeah.
Read from right to left.
And perfect for a dyslexic.
Right. You're probably one of the first people who can read it, except that St. Augustine didn't read the language at all and interpreted it.
Well, one of the big
42
problems
books,
we
46
have,
books of the Septuagint.
Well, Jerome.
Yeah.
He incorrectly translated the word hell. It was supposed to be Sheol, the place where the dead went. And we've been building theology on that for centuries, from the first English translation of the Bible. Yet you go to any school theologian, they'll say, yeah, that was a bad translation.
Yeah, and translation and context and timbre and all of that is very, very important. I got a joke for you to lighten things up.
All right.
I was relying on you guys to be funny, and here I am sitting in the middle of you guys got all serious on me. It's like stereo serious. I'm like, what the heck happened? Okay, so I'm going to be the one that tells the joke.
All right.
And this is about interpretations in the Bible. Now, there are all kinds of books still in the catacombs of the Vatican, by the way. We all know this, that are never included in the Bible.
Yes.
The Bible was a digest. It was like a farmer's almanac. People didn't have printing presses. When you got a letter, you registered it, you compiled it. And nobody really knows when they started saying, there were campfires 300 years after Christ's death. Nobody really knows when they started compiling the Bible or who was the editor, basically. And a lot of people just say it was a divine thing. It happened divinely, and God inspired it, and that's what's in the Bible. And so it ended on page 532. This could be the case. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is that there are a lot of things in the Bible that weren't included, and there were a lot of things that are just kind of misinterpreted because of the context and the culture and the day and the time that they were in. And so this is a joke about that. Most Catholic priests, Roman Catholic priests,
are celibate.
They have to be celibate. Have you heard this joke
I don't
before?
think I have, no.
Okay.
The Orthodox, we just celibate.
Yeah, celibate. Anyway, celery, whatever. So I'm starting to give away this line. And so, St. Augustine is down there in the catacombs, and he's looking this stuff over and rewriting it and, translating it and, taking it out of, Aramaic. And then the next one was Greek. And then it went into
Latin.
And he's taking it from Greek to Latin. That's what he was doing. And, all of a sudden they hear St. Augustine just crying, ah!
He's down there in the catacombs, just crying and wailing a storm. St. Augustine by this point is like 72 years old, still just writing this out, And he's crying, and they run down there and say, "What's the matter, St. Augustine? What's the matter?" And he says, "It was celebrate, not celibate, celebrate." All these years. And I just been told I was given 3 fingers by Brandon for that.
I hope that wasn't painful.
See what this show's going to be about. You got to tune in, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesdays, starting October.
What, Thursdays. Okay. October 19th.
October 19th.
But get in early on Wednesday.
That's right. Start listening on Wednesday. You'll hear us eventually on Thursday.
You can hear the show on Ustream. You can see the show on Ustream. You can podcast the whole great 9 yards that KCAA always provides and we always talk about. You'll be able to see it. But first of all, see the first show Thursday, October 19th at 8 p.m. You'll be hearing the promos coming up. It's a pleasure and an honor to have Father John Reed and the very esteemed, good-looking, what's his name? Oh, Luke King. Luke King in the studio.
The King is here. The King is here.
He remembered my name, though. Right? He's cursing it as he walks out. Anyway, next week, we're going to have some great local people and another new business coming into the radio station. We interview businesses and we talk about local things. Make sure you join the Gospel of John and Luke, or Luke and John.
Luke and John.
So you guys agreed on that first.
Either way
priority.
Works.
And make sure that you tune back in. KCAAradio.com. You can find us on iHeart now, and we have a lot of our shows on iHeart. And you can listen to the show over and over and over again. And I want to remind you about the Dog Jog 5K Run Walk, November 4th, 2017 rather. November 4th, 2017 at 8 a.m. And then also thank the good people from Easter Seals and Baker's Drive-Thru for these wonderful coupon books and our wonderful gift basket. I'm Mark Westwood for On the Mark and KCAA 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and 102.3 FM. Take it away, Brandon.
Thank you for listening to On the Mark Live, hosted by Mark Westwood, a weekly show about this station, hot topics, local motion, and the world around us. Join us next week as we hop back on the KCAA Express for another ride on the Mark.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD, host of Healthline. Tune in to get your questions answered.
Thank you, Dr. Marshall. And now introducing Quantum Nutrition Labs D3 Gold. 1,000 milligrams per serving, no artificial flavors or colorings. Buy one, get one 50% off. Call now, 888-588-7578, or visit us online, qnlabs.com.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
I'm Tom Busby, CNBC. Accounting giant Deloitte, the latest firm to reveal it was a victim of a cyber attack, but it says it happened last fall and only affected a few of its clients. Jitters today on Wall Street after North Korea's foreign minister said the U.S. has declared war on North Korea. The White House, of course, denies it. But along with declines in Facebook, Apple, and some other tech firms, stocks fell today. The Dow down 53 points, the tech-heavy NASDAQ down 56. Workers at Target stores are getting a raise from $10 to $11 an hour. That's the minimum starting this weekend. In about 3 more years, the minimum pay at the chain will go up to $15 an hour. Insured losses from Hurricane Maria could top $85 billion, most of that in Puerto Rico alone. And Lowe's, the home improvement chain, unveiling a new app today, allowing do-it-yourselfers to measure walls, furniture, and more using their smartphones. No more tape measures. Tom Busby, CNBC.
At Robert Half, we know finding the right employees is a job in itself, and it's a job we love. You see, Robert Half isn't just a staffing firm. We're people. People who believe in finding the right people to fit your company's needs. Because employees who are a good fit are more productive, more engaged. Finding a great candidate isn't easy, but at Robert Half, we know it's possible. Robert Half, the experts in accounting, finance, IT, legal, marketing, and administrative staffing. Learn more at roberthalf.com.
Here's another valuable secret from Arm & Hammer.
I'm Marlise from Parsippany, New Jersey. I have hundreds of uses for Arm & Hammer baking soda. It helps me with stains. It helps me with absorbing odors in the refrigerator. It's a terrific value.
Arm & Hammer baking soda works everywhere, cleaning and deodorizing your home, all for about $1. For maximum fridge freshness, remember to change the box.
Mr. Arm & Hammer, I want to tell you, don't ever change your product. It's incredible. It's amazing. It's a little box of magic.
Save more, waste less with Arm & Hammer.
NBC News Radio, I'm Tom Roberts. Maine Senator Susan Collins is the third Republican no vote on the latest bill to repeal and replace Obamacare. That effectively means the measure cannot pass. Collins made her announcement after the latest CBO report said the bill would cut health care coverage to millions. Earlier today, protesters made their voices heard during a Senate Finance Committee debate. The bill would shift federal health care dollars to states in block grants. Things are really heating up between the U.S. and North Korea. Terry Moore reports.
North Korea's foreign minister ripped President Trump's harsh rhetoric about his country.
This is clearly a declaration of war.
He was speaking through a translator. Over the weekend, President Trump tweeted about the North's rapidly escalating nuclear program and warned that North Korean leader Kim Jong-un may not be around much longer. At the White House, Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders dismissed the declaration of war claim.
New England Patriots quarterback Tom Brady is taking issue with President Trump's criticism of NFL players who kneel during the national anthem. Brady today said Trump's comments at a political rally in Alabama on Friday night are divisive. Trump wants teams to fire or suspend the players who kneel. A federal appeals court is approving part of Texas's new law banning sanctuary cities. A panel of judges from the U.S. Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled today a lower court erred last month when it ruled a section of the law unconstitutional. It has to do with a provision telling local authorities they could not order employees to ignore federal immigration officer requests. The Supreme Court will not hear arguments over President Trump's immigrant travel ban. Lisa Carter has more.
The hearing was set for October 10th. Justices want to learn more about Trump's latest revised travel ban that was announced over the weekend.
The first female infantry officer is graduating today from the U.S. Marine Corps. She's asked to remain anonymous. The infantry officer finished the tough 13-week training course last week. You're listening to the latest from NBC News Radio.
Are you having trouble getting a good night's sleep? Is it affecting your work and personal life? Do you snore so loud you rattle the walls? Well, South Pacific Sleep Lab can help you out. South Pacific Sleep Labs will provide you with a personal sleep study to help you find out how to get a great night of rest. Snoring, weight gain, health issues, and stress are some of the contributing factors for a lack of sleep. South Pacific Sleep Lab will do a complete study, including evaluating you with an overnight study of your sleep patterns. With locations in Glendora, Hawthorne, Encino, and Los Angeles, South Pacific Sleep Labs can provide you with the help you need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 310-999-1887 to schedule your appointment today. That's 310-999-1887. Start resting easy and sleeping sound today.
Mark Christopher Auto Center presents the Vehicle Upgrade Event. That's right. It's time for the model year end clearance and 2018 introduction at Mark Christopher Auto Center. That means you can consider more car than you anticipated for the money you want to spend. Chevys, Buicks, and GMC trucks. Some Cadillacs are sign and drive deals. As always, it's California's biggest and best selection, and it's never undersold. You'll find Mark Christopher Auto Center right on the 10 freeway in Ontario, or you can go to markchristopher.com. Mark Christopher is California's #1 volume GM dealer, family owned and doing things right since 1975. Remember, the giant model year-end clearance and vehicle upgrade event is on now at Mark Christopher Auto Center, Vineyard exit of Interstate 10 in Ontario.
KCAA.
KCAA.